So we have a little snapper video today. Went out, the tide was actually pretty slack. I think that really helped as far as the bite went. It was a slack tide. We were able to get the snapper chummed up to the surface. It was a lot of fun. Obviously it's easy pickings like that, so you can just sit there and pluck off tons of snapper if you want to. Most of the snapper we get inside of Tampa Bay are usually around, I'd say probably about 10 inch to, of course you get shorter ones, but 10 inch to 18 inches is a real nice snapper in the bay. If you get 20 or better, that's a pretty solid snapper. So anyways, we were doing some inshore snapper fishing. Some of the setups that you could use for snapper fishing are your general trout setups, especially when they're chummed up to the top of the water like they were today. That was pretty sweet. You could actually see the fish come up, eat the chum that we're throwing into the water. So obviously with that, you don't need too much juice to get them off of the bottom, so to speak. So you can just use your standard trout rod. This is a 7'6" medium action rod. This is basically rated for 10 to 17 pound monofilament. I have a 3000 series reel on this. This is my standard setup, when I go snook fishing, when I go sea trout fishing, red fishing. There are certain occasions where I will bump it up to a little bit higher tackle. But on this, for these snapper, you want to use a circle hook. They are reef fish, so you want to use a circle hook for conservation. So no jerking on the hook set, just a slow reel, get that fish heavy on the line, and then you can sweep up into them, sweep to the side, however you want to do it. With this, I like to use about a 15-pound braided line, and I'll take that into about a 30-pound fluorocarbon leader. I do like about a 30-pound leader. Sometimes the fish can be real shy, leader shy in the winter time. The water gets real clear in the winter time. Sometimes the fish can be a little bit shy as far as coming up, looking at your bait. They might just turn from it, even if it's live bait. So I like to do that. Usually around a 1 or a 2/0 hook. Just depends on the size of the bait and the size of the fish that you're catching. That's a great rod for trout, redfish, snook, snapper, all kinds of stuff. The next step up from that, if you're going to be doing some, heavy duty snapper fishing, maybe getting into some grouper, of course you're going to get into some grouper anyways. You might get broken off. It just happens. But this is a little bit heavier duty of a setup. This is a 3500. You could also use a 4500 reel on this setup. This is a little bit heavier of a rod. This is about a 7-foot medium heavy action. This one's rated for 10 to 25 pound test. You're going to use maybe just a little bit bigger of a hook, not too big. I generally like a little smaller hook. On this, I'm going to run about a 40-pound fluorocarbon leader, sometimes 50 if you're catching more grouper or getting more break-offs. Maybe step it up to that 50, but there again, if you're fishing for snapper, they might get a little bit line shy on that. Again, that's a little bit beefier of a setup if you're catching some bigger snapper. Check out this video. Hope you enjoy it. It was pretty sweet seeing all the snapper get chummed up to the surface. So Captain Andrew Crabtree in St. Petersburg, thank you. Appreciate y'all watching. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you like the videos. I'm going to have more instructional videos coming up very soon. So thank you. Oh yeah, blacked out. 40 gallon. Ooh, that was a nice one. Got the snapper chummed up. Coming right up to the boat. Big snapper too. Ooh, that was a big one. Big snapper. Just let him take it and then just Don't even reel on him, just hold. Get ready. Here he comes. That's a smaller one, huh?